While I remembered that I watched it, I watched the newest Thor movie.
Oh, okay.
People love my movie reviews.
Oh, God, here we go.
Is this the loaded topic?
Oh, is this Love and Thunder, right?
Yeah, it was shit.
Yeah. I've heard it was shit.
It was seriously awful. What a way! I'd never gone to a Marvel movie before this badly, and felt like I literally just watched a filler. I just watched filler.
Yeah.
I don't know what the shit that. And these motherfuckers online will be like, no, you have to watch this because you need to know that Thor had X happen because this is going to happen in the next movie. And it's like, bro, this could have been a Cliff Notes. This did not matter at all.
Yeah.
Who cares? Who asked? Who? It was such a bad movie.
I don't
I
don't think that's a hot take though. I've seen a lot of people talk about the new Thor movie and just say it was bad. Well, not bad,
Just mediocre.
but just very, very mediocre. Kind of wasn't even a Marvel movie. It was like a comedy movie. That's what I heard.
I'm going to start rating all the movies that we talk about on the show. 3.5 out of 10.
Oh, that low?
5 would be meh. I actually felt like I wasted my time.
Wow.
And I rarely feel like that about movies.
Yeah, because you said the Multiverse of Madness was shit.
Oh, it was like a 5.
That was a 5?
5.
I watched
low
it
5.
because I watched it afterwards. And I didn't go to see it in cinemas because of Connor's raging review over it. So I was like, I don't need to watch this in cinemas. And then I watched it when it came out on streaming platforms. Thought it was okay, not as bad as like what you're making out to be. I think I'm just way more invested in the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe than you are. And I think Marvel has got to a point now where it's just basically a fucking anime at this point. You know, Marvel, the MCU is the Western anime, okay? It's the Western equivalent of anime, right?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's so, I don't know, it's so boring now. Like, after Endgame, I feel like they've just been stumbling again to find something. And they're building up this weird stuff, and it just feels like who cares? No one.
I think because I think Marvel's going through two problems right now. One is like Endgame happened, and they've obviously when you've had 10 years worth of build up into like one fucking film or two films, obviously you're not going to be able to follow that up immediately. And the second thing is that there's just too many fucking things right now because I think they've just
like, how do you keep up with it?
Yeah, because I think they just announced all of the films in phase 5 and the end of phase 6 as well, which is going to be like the next Avengers, right? The next two Avengers film is going to be all the way in phase 6 now.
Yeah.
And I believe there are more films coming out in 1 year than there is in the entirety of phase 1 of MCU. And like, how are you meant to fucking keep up with that? You know?
I mean, it's just a lot. And a lot of the time, I wouldn't mind if I felt like I was getting good movies. But a lot of them are just kind of like, all right, you're just putting stuff out.
Yeah.
It's
just quantity over quality.
Yeah.
I don't know. And and it's like I watched Top Gun, the new one. That was really good.
I heard that was really good.
I watched it in 4MXD. That shit was so good.
Yeah.
Because the chairs were like moving around.
Right.
And with the jets, it was so good. I mean, it was just a good movie. Like, it was just great. Like, it didn't try to do anything wild. It was just like, let's just tell a story, and it's fun, and it's good.
And apparently there was like barely any CG in it either. It was like
it was like all
real fighter
It was like
jets.
really impressive. The shots were so good.
Yeah.
8 out of 10. It was a good movie.
8 out of 10?
Honestly, it was fun. If you haven't watched it, I think it's still in Japanese cinemas. You should go watch it. It's really fun.
I had a similar thing with you where I finally watched the new Robert Pattinson Batman movie as well.
I love that
his
movie.
raging reviews.
I liked it.
Thought it was
But
okay.
I like Robert Pattinson.
Oh, I do too, but I thought that movie was boring as shit.
I thought it was okay. It was okay.
He was just too emo.
He was.
It was like if Bruce Wayne listened to a little bit too much My Chemical Romance,
Well,
you know? Where it's like,
I wanted Robert Pattinson to be in the movie more as him.
he had like 6 lines.
I did too. I did as well, but my God, it was just like every time he went on screen, I could fucking hear Boulevard of Broken Dreams just like in the fucking background.
The
man.
part that killed
Like-
me was when he took the mask off and he has eyeliner. I'm like, did you just come back from a concert?
It's to help hide his eyes, okay? The mask isn't
I
in
could
the perfect
hear Welcome
type
to the Black Parade when he took off the mask. I was like, you are so emo. It's just hilarious.
Because it's the color of his skin, right? He has to,
Oh my God.
But I liked it. Was it too long? Yes, it was too long.
Yeah,
It was far too long. And the thing is, I just didn't think Batman as a character was an interesting character in that film.
I thought he was more interesting in this movie than he was at Batman Begins.
Really? Because I really like the Christian Bale Batman.
Yeah, but
trilogy.
I like him at The Dark Knight. The Batman Begins, I wasn't really invested in it. I thought,
I did, because at least you got to see like a character arc in Batman Begins. It wasn't as interesting as Dark Knight. I actually think he was like Christian Bale was a more interesting character as Batman in Batman Begins versus the Dark Knight, where it was mostly about the Joker, right? But in the Batman, I thought
it started the same way it ended. In my opinion, where it's like Robert Pattinson is sad at the beginning of the movie, and he's just even more sad. At the
because
end
he's broken. He's like a fucked up character because he's Batman. He's a fucking psychopath.
Yeah, but like, it literally,
he's not supposed to be cool. This guy's a freak.
Yeah, but like I think they made it a little bit too on the nose with this movie. Whereas like, you know, with the Christian Bale ones, it's like, yeah, he's a little bit fucked up, but it's a little more subtle, I feel. Whereas like this one, like especially with the fucking eyeliner, I was just like, all right, I get it.
I like the
Batman, big boohoo, sad emo boy.
I've really liked the Riddler in the Batman. Like, I thought he was a really good. I thought he was a really good villain.
Yeah.
But
I mean, we're comparing it to the Jim Carrey version, so you know.
No, in terms of like Batman villains and just superhero villains,
right.
And in general, I think he was a really good villain. I think like the Batman was much less of an interesting character versus the Riddler in this film, because I didn't really get a reason to really care about Robert Pattinson's character. I didn't really have a reason to care about Batman in this film.
The last hour was just far too long as well. Like it was just dragged.
It was.
I'll admit that.
Yeah.
I'm just a simp.
Yeah.
Well, don't get me wrong. I love Robert Pattinson, and like his acting was good, but like he had far too little lines that were even interesting.
I'm hoping that the next one is like, you know, because we have Batman Begins. I hope it's kind of ups the ante a little bit more. Hopefully Dark Knight, but it won't be that good. But
because it felt like with the Batman, it just came in with the assumption that, like, the audience, like, you know Batman. We don't need to explain Batman. You already know his character.
Everyone knows Batman.
Yeah, everyone. But like, to me, I still want to see that character. I still want a reation to care about.
You want to see his fucking dad die again?
I mean, sure. Like,
no, not again.
Yeah.
Every God, there's so many of them. I hate it.
I did like though the fact that like the Riddler, they just made him out to be like a 4chan.
Yeah, but it's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Like,
That's what made it interesting.
That's what made it interesting.
That's what made it interesting.
Is that they took an old villain and they made it like they modernized him.
Yeah.
You know, they made it relevant. They made it current. You know, same thing with what they did with the Joker, with that movie, with the recent movie that came out as well. I just thought with the Batman was just the most boring character out of everyone in that cast for me, because he barely had any fucking lines to begin with.
For me, it was like one of the. There's a lot of really interesting dynamics in the Batman. It's been like a long time since I watched it, but I remember I really liked the fact that how he was like, even the police saw him as this kind of weirdo. And they were like, no, what are you doing? Get out of here.
Yeah.
And then obviously the warden?
Yeah.
The warden was helping him. But then everyone else was like...
Commissioner.
The commissioner, sorry, yeah. Gordon. Warden. Gordon. Gordon was like, you know, the only one helping him. And I thought that was interesting because in real life, why the fuck would this random psychopath in a suit be allowed to like go into the scene of the crime?
Yeah.
And it's like, it would make sense, right? I liked how it felt a bit more real, a bit more gritty. I liked it. I thought it was good. But yeah, I think,
what would you rate it out of 10?
The Batman? 7.5, 8.
And that's the Connor movie reviews.
Okay.
Monkey reviews. Let's
go.
go.
I watched Sonic 2 on the plane.
How was that?
It was exactly the same as Sonic 1, but with Knuckles.
They announced Sonic 3, didn't they?
Yeah.
Which has Shadow. Shadow.
I enjoyed Sonic 2 way more than I thought I would.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was a good time. I think that I'm okay with this being a series. I think it's just fun enough where I think it's fine.
It straddled the perfect line between campy and cringe.
There was so much cringe jokes in it though.
There was, but they owned it. You know, they owned it. You know, it wasn't.
That's like Sonic's MO though.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It's like it's not Sonic if they
that's
don't
just
have
the
cringe
Sonic
jokes.
fan base in general, right? Like they got the essence of Sonic in this film, and so I went into it and I saw like one or two jokes. I'm like, this is gonna be an awful film.
Yeah.
But I kept watching. I'm like, this is an awful film, but I'm fucking having a great time right now.
Idris Elba was really good as well. I like Idris Elba a lot.
Idris Elba is great.
Really
Jim Carrey's fucking great as well.
Jim Carrey's great.
Jim Carrey's just fucking great. Yeah, and I think the scene that sold me was the dance battle.
That was so. I hated that scene. I was like, oh, I end.
Wait, what is it?
It's just fucking they're like fucking Siberia or some
Yeah, they're in
shit.
Siberia or some shit, and they're in this random bar, and then they piss off this random fucking Russian guy or some shit, and you think a fight's gonna go down. And then like he takes off his shirts and starts dancing, and they have a dance battle. And I'm like, this is so stupid that it's like just fucking looped around and become amazing.
Right.
Fortnite dancing.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. It's straddles the perfect line between cringe and campy, and it straddles it so well that it's just entertaining.
Right.
Like you're not meant to take it seriously.
I'm hoping the next one's good with Shadow. It's run.
It is. Did you see? Oh, I mean,
no, I know it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's going to be good.
yeah.
I'm going to fucking edgelord Shadow.
I can't wait to
How
see.
the fuck is? I don't know.
I can't wait to see fucking.
I can't
Edgelord
wait for all
Shadow.
the edgy fucking Shadow jokes.
Yo, Robert Pattinson, go ahead, like reprising his role.
No,
as-
yes, actually. Okay, I'm on board now. Okay, now I'm on board.
I'd be down for that. I'd be down for that. Yeah.
I'd give the Sonic movie.
If Shadow isn't wearing eyeliner, I'm gonna be solely
I will
disappointed.
say, I think I had more fun watching the Sonic movie, even though it was shit, than I did watching the last two Marvel movies. So I'll give it a 6.
Yeah, I'm not surprised with that.
Yeah, I mean, Marvel to me, I only like it because I'm invested in what happens. If you're not invested in what happens, you're gonna hate the recent Marvel movies because there's literally like no reason to watch it.
That's why I feel like it's just objectively bad. Like if the only way that you can enjoy Marvel is that you are dedicated to the Marvel universe, then like the movies aren't good.
No,
like, a movie should be able to hold up on its own.
I totally agree with you. Like the most interesting thing for Doctor Strange for me was seeing his progression as a character and seeing how this affects the wider universe of Marvel. I fully fucking admit that, and I fully fucking admit there's so many moments in Multiverse of Madness that just doesn't work as a standalone movie.
Yeah.
Like the moment you talked about where it's just like, oh, look at these characters, care about these characters because
Like it's just turned into fan service for
it's
fans,
literally
right?
fans. It was like there was so much fan service in that movie.
Like, I don't feel like Doctor Strange as a character has like in that movie actually gets anything out of it. Like he doesn't change at all. Like in the first movie, it's great because like he's having to learn it all and he's having to change his like asshole-ish ways.
Yeah.
But then he just becomes Benedict Cumberbatch. Yeah. And then he just hasn't changed at all or like progressed in any way. Like at least Thor has changed a shit ton as a character and is somewhat interesting to follow. But like I just find Doctor Strange really boring to watch because Benedict Cumberbatch has just been playing Sherlock but with magic for like the past 2 movies or 3 movies. I don't know what the fuck. It's so boring.
Yeah. If there's one thing I do actually recommend, Loki is probably the best thing to come out.
I can imagine Loki could be good.
Loki is 1, an interesting story. 2, it's kind of it's kind of like self-contained, so it tells a self-contained story. And 3, they make Loki's character super fucking interesting.
Okay.
It's
well, he's always been one of the more interesting characters.
Yeah, exactly. He's been one of the more interesting characters, and they gave him such an interesting character arc and character progression as well, where they didn't exactly change his character at all. They just gave him way more depth. Like, highly fucking recommend Loki. It kind of hits all the boxes you want from what Marvel kind of used to be before Endgame. It's an interesting story. It really affects the wider universe. And it's just, but you can enjoy it standalone as well. Fucking amazing. Watch Loki.
I'm recommending movies now.
I watched also on the plane. I watched the Big Lebowski. That was good for the first time.
That's a fucking fantastic movie.
First time I ever watched it.
Yeah,
that's
amazing
great movie.
Such a good fun movie.
Yeah,
such a fun movie.
I recently watched a movie. I don't know if it's new at all, but like Aki recommended it to me. It's called Greenland. You know this movie?
No, that sounds so familiar.
It's
the country.
Like named after the country, but it's like it's basically the most, I would say, out of all of like the world is ending like apocalyptic movies, it's probably one of the most realistic like representations of it. So it's like it's basically just like the world. There's this giant meteor or comet or whatever it is that's like flying around the Earth, and it's about, and like little bits of its debris is about to hit the Earth, but it's like
Gerard Butler.
Yeah, Gerard Butler.
Oh, no.
Hell yeah.
He just does disaster movies now.
Yeah, he does.
I think it's like his production company.
I think so.
And literally all he makes is disaster movies.
But it's him, and it's like like little bits of comets are gonna like hit the Earth, and then there's one big part of the comet where it's like it's bigger than the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs, and you know the Earth has 48 hours left, and it's basically like Gerard Butler plays like this dad who just does everything he can to try and get his family to this safety bunker in the middle of Greenland.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I personally enjoyed it because it made me super fucking anxious the entire time. Because like they go through these like really, I think it perfectly shows what would actually happen, especially because it's like based in the US most of the time. What would actually happen if a situation like that happened in the real world?
Right.
So it's like, you know, Gerard Butler's like family gets like selected to like, you know, go, you know, because he's like his character plays like a construction worker or something, right? So it's like they pick out all the people with like the important occupations that would be, you know, responsible for rebuilding society once the Earth gets destroyed.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it's like all this like shit about like people being like desperate to like fucking steal the QR code and stuff like that so that they can get on the plane. And it's like it's fucking like anxiety driving the entire time.
That sounds pretty interesting.
I like Jared Butler as an actor. I just wish that he did stuff that
wasn't apocalypse movies. Yeah.
I mean, I remember when he was one of the hottest names in Hollywood, you know, for a while.
300, right?
Yeah, after 300.
Yeah, after 300, yeah.
Like the man crush that everyone had.
No,
me included.
Hell
How couldn't you? How couldn't
Abs
you?
of steel.
Sexy fucking man.
Yeah.
What was the other apocalypse movie that recently came out? Not recently, but came out a while ago on Netflix. Had like Leonardo DiCaprio.
Don't Look Up.
Don't Look Up.
So shit.
I heard that was sucked.
I heard that sucked.
I watched it, yeah.
What was bad about it?
What was bad about it?
One, it was like fucking 3 hours long, and there's just like dumb fucking edits in the movie that are fourth wall breaking. They're so frustrating.
Yeah,
and it's just like it's like political satire of what's happening like now in the world. But I feel like political satire is so like funny and unfunny at the same time, and it's just like it's really grating.
Well, because I saw the one scene that came from that show that was spread around recently, because it was like so. You talk about political satire, but in that case, it must have been.
It was pretty damn good satire.
It was so on the nose. So I believe there's a scene where they try to warn everyone about the incoming asteroid, right, on the news, and the news is just like, we don't do that here. Let's talk about something nice. We're here for good vibes, right?
Right.
And then I believe recently
In the UK, right?
in the UK, God fucking come on, guys, come on, guys, we're better than this. But in the UK, there was a recent interview that was about the impending heat wave that Europe's currently going through.
Yeah.
Where it is a record-breaking heat wave. I believe now the heat wave's passed, but UK recorded a new record high for the highest temperature ever recorded in our country.
Like 40 something.
Which is like 40 or 41 degrees.
It's insane.
Yeah, which is insane. For a country without air conditioning and for houses that are built to trap heat, that is fucking excruciating. That is dangerous. People legitimately die from heat stroke and shit from this. You know, this has gone beyond it's a bit hot, you know, it's a bit hot. And people were like, back when I'm from, you know, it's 5,000 degrees where I'm from. I was born on the surface of the sun. I'll have you know.
I hate that shit.
I fucking hate that shit. But yeah, so this weather expert was trying to warn the interviewer on the news that, you know, we should prepare for hard times because you should take care of yourself. People are going to die from this event. And the newscaster literally said, you know, all you meteorologists are so, you know, you're so down. Like, why are you such downers all the time, man?
Really?
It's good weather. How can you complain about a bit of heat, a bit of sunshine? And it was so on the nose to the scene that's the other film, the other film kind of portrayed that it was kind of like depressingly accurate.
Like I said, it was very funny at times and very cringe at times. Like some of the satire was very good and it was tasteful, and others were very like, but again, I guess it could be with your political leaning as well.
Yeah,
like if you're, you know, you might find one. It was trying to make fun of both sides. Yeah, but at times just made it seem like dumb.
Right.
And there's this whole like kind of.
There's like a subtle art to doing that kind of stuff.
I don't know. For me, it was just
South Park's
grating.
like the kind of like king of that. Right?
Like if it's too on the nose, then it's just like, all right, we get it. Yeah.
I haven't watched South Park of late though. I don't know if it's good.
I don't know if it's good, but back when I used to watch South Park, you know, it
was very funny.
Yeah, they were like kind of like the kings at being able to make both sides look stupid, while also just making a funny show in general as well.
Yeah, I think they've definitely done some episodes that were bad, but
I'm sure.
What show doesn't?